cover-up that's been going on by the United States media, by the United States government, to downplay the threat that nuclear power plays in all of our lives. I come from Toledo, Ohio. Toledo is smack dab between two very dangerous nuclear power plants, Fermi 2 nuclear power plant that sits on the shore of Lake Erie, halfway between Toledo and Detroit, and the Davis-Bessie nuclear power plant, halfway between Toledo and Cleveland. Both of these plants, the Fermi 2 nuclear power plant is the largest Mark I design nuclear power plant in North America, and it's designed exactly like the Fukushima reactors that melted down in Japan. Davis-Bessie, Fermi 2 have released radioactivity into our environment on numerous occasions, as have all 104 nuclear power plants, decrepit and aged, that threaten populations across this country.
Every single day.
Let's not forget about Indian Point, which threatens the largest population center. 17 million people in Manhattan if there were to be a meltdown at the Indian Point nuclear power plant. We're not completely abandoned by our political representatives. We have some people that are standing up for us. We should acknowledge the good work that some people are doing. Representative Dennis Kucinich today, who is hosting our briefing, and his office has done a lot of work to coordinate with us. Representative Markey of Massachusetts, that's been doing great work on nuclear oversight issues regarding the Palisades nuclear power plant on Lake Michigan, where he's called for an Inspector General's investigation into the NRC cover-up of safety issues there. And this is something that we hear over and over again, and it's why we're going to the NRC tomorrow. Nuclear cover-up of safety issues from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission that is just giving a green light to these corporations like Exelon, like Entergy, like First Energy, that are just putting us in danger continuously day after day. We do have some support. Markey, Barbara Boxer is listening to us, is dialogue with us in California. Of course, we have Senator Bernie Sanders in Vermont that's leading the charge to shut down Vermont Yankee. So we're not alone. I'd like to thank Roots Action today, who sent out a petition to over 175,000 people over the last couple days to get the notice in that we're having this congressional briefing. I'd like to acknowledge the help that we've received from the No Nukes Sierra Club team, from Friends of the Earth, from Greenpeace, from NEARS, from Beyond Nuclear, from our nuclear watchdog organizations, and some of our environmental groups here in Washington, D.C. I'd like to just close by reading a statement, and of course I didn't prepare any of the words that I'm saying right now, it's all ad-lib. But I want to close with a statement from Kumar Sundaram from New Delhi, India. And I really think that we need to look to Japan, and we need to look to India for the leadership that we need, for the model that we need to confront nuclear power, where instead of spattering of hundreds of people, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are putting themselves on the line to challenge their state and corporations that are threatening them. We are here partly because of their lead, thanks to the great work of the people of Japan and India in highlighting what it takes to challenge this industry. It's going to take thousands. It's going to take next year coming back here and this thing being filled. It's going to take filling places like this across the country. It's going to take a grassroots organizing strategy. That means that we need to have resources. We need to go to the churches. We need to go to the community groups. We need to go to the labor unions. We need to reach out everywhere on all facets at a grassroots level to build this movement. And we need to do it quickly. So let me close with these remarks from Kumar from India, where they're fighting the Kundam Kudankulam nuclear power plant. This is Kumar. We strongly condemn the brutal police repression underway in India on the peaceful anti-nuclear protesters in Kudankulam, on the southern tip of India. Within these last few weeks, innocent fishermen have died in this military-style attempt to start the reactor. More than 57,000 innocent people in Kudankulam are facing some kind of fictitious police case, while charges of sedition and war against the Indian state have been slapped against more than 7,000 protesters. While the much-hyped Indo-US deal was touted as a great rendezvous between the world's oldest and largest democracies, the reactors coming as a convergence of this deal in India are being built without any consultation with people and brushing aside unanimous resolutions by the democratic village councils. The United States, as well as other nuclear suppliers, have openly asked India to amend its Nuclear Liability Act to ensure liability-free playing field. The consistently peaceful protest going on for the last 25 years has raised several serious questions. We urge that this brazen contempt for human rights in dealing with democratic and peaceful dissent must come to an end, and the government must initiate open dialogue with the people. This is a message from India. If you do not know about the Kudankulam nuclear reactor, Google it and learn about it. We need to look to India and Japan, because, as I said last night when I was driving in the taxi cab, the #1 cause of cancer around the world is right there, the Washington capital, our government. Our government has nuclearized Japan. Our government has nuclearized India. Our government is force-feeding nuclear down the throat of Italy, even after the citizens rose up to pass a referendum to ban nuclear power. It's our government that is like a nuclear pusher around the world. So it's not only here in the United States that we have to be concerned, but we have to stand in solidarity with people in India and Japan to fight nukes. Thank you. Bye. Yeah.